What up, YouTube? Well, I just left Instaprints. I'm getting 3,000 copies made. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link on the bottom to where you can actually view this video and see Google Slides for yourself. But what I had copied are 3,000 copies of documents that confirm the threat is actually real. So what I had copied basically is fire reports to where she threatened to light the kids on fire, transcripts where one of many that I paid $300 for, to where she admitted saying she'd light the kids on fire in room 417, Family Juvenile Justice Center, and then reports of her dad and her aunt reporting her to the police and the court, stating that now she threatened to burn their house down. Now, these aren't just average people like me. I have a background in addiction, so I can see how the police might be hesitant to believe me. But these are actually employed by the state of Minnesota, post office worker for 30 years retired, and a city bus driver for 30 years retired. Both pillars of their church, none of them with criminal records, none of them with addiction history, and now they're confirming what the daughter's like and saying, believe this man, he's telling the truth on this threat. They're reporting her to the police, and all this is being documented. So also being, or not documented copies, so also being copied are the sexual abuse allegations, to where I said what I seen happened to my kids and her having an orgy party in front of my kids. Now, while this is being investigated, she's put in treatment for these charges. Exactly what I said I seen, which she denied, which the detective stated that she was lying, is now caught 2 times and resourced for recovery over in South Minneapolis. Not by an average person, but by treatment staff. She failed to tell CPS about these 2 new things that happened, and CPS ended up finding out, putting it in the documents. And the courts, when they closed her case and we went in front of the judge to see her progress, the judge didn't bring up that what I reported was actually confirmed now in a treatment center, caught by 2 staff. They swept it under the rug, didn't inform the parent. I found out 5 years later when I got custody of the kids. So then when I get custody of the kids and we're going through our custody fight, I start investigating her background and I find a prior molestation conviction on her record. So I'm just doing the math and thinking, like, if this was a man who was accused of sexually abusing his kids and he's placed in a treatment center now with his kids and is caught 2 times by staff there, and he didn't inform CPS that the reason he's in there, the same behaviors are happening, and he had a prior molestation charge on his record, and he threatened to light his kids on fire, and he burned a house down with them inside, and his family is actually reporting that he's now threatening them, that he's attacking police. All these are documented. When the police come for the threats of her lighting the kids on fire, she attacks every single officer. They biting, kicking, screaming, all in the presence of the kids, as the report states. Now, how is it in the state of Minnesota that this is allowed to continue on? She's had 3 order for protection violations in a year. 1, she goes to the school and tries to pick up the kids. The teachers stop her. You'll see that in Google Slides, which is actually attempted kidnapping, but they only charged her for a violation of an order for protection. She's out on a $300 bail. Violation number 2. She goes to my school. She's caught on video. She admits to it, and I see her there. Well, that's actually pending, and she already pleaded guilty to the first one, placing her on probation for violation of a order for protection, violation of a DANCO. She has the second one, and now that's pending, but she pleaded guilty to 1. So she's on probation for violating an order for protection, and now we're in child support court trying to get money, which I know I'm never going to get anyway, because I've never got $20 in 2 years anyway. Another thing that a man could never get away with in the state of Minnesota, but no child support in 2 years, and now we're in child support court. So I'm voicing, like, you know what? I don't even want any money from her. I don't think I'm going to get it anyway. I just simply want the rears, when I wasn't working, removed so that I can move on with my life, buy a house. The fact that she hasn't paid anything should swallow up the couple thousand that I owed. So she ends up threatening me in front of Ann Cran, a child support worker, and the card is attached, Google Slides, so now she's on violation number 3. Now, in Anoka County, you'll also see in the slides, said they will violate her if Hennepin County Mike Freeman does their job and actually charges her. Now, because of the coronavirus, all cases got extended for a couple months, placing my kids in extreme danger, but I understand that because we're dealing with a major threat. Now, but the problem is, okay, they extend her case, the second one, for going to my college. But now we have the third, that if they charge her and do their job, she's in violation for the probation that she's on for the same thing. So my question is, why many months later has Hennepin County still not charged this woman yet? I mean, what is going on with this system in the state of Minnesota? Now we have Columbia Heights, who refuses to investigate all the allegations that I said, even though I have Mark, you'll see it in Google Slides, Mark actually is a pillar of the church. He actually we're going to bypass that, but he witnessed a mail theft to where one of her friends stole my mail, and it actually got traced back to them. He denied having it at first. The police knock on their door. Guess what? He has the mail. And I completely forgot where I was going. Oh, shoot. No. Oh, there's too much. So let's see. The mail. Screw the mail. We're going to bypass the mail. Oh, Columbia Heights and the fact that they will not investigate. So what we have here is 4 years of me reporting that this disturbed individual has done all this stuff, gotten into my house with Hilltop employees, which I proved in the Google Slides. And we got other people involved there. Now, what she's always did is involve other people in her chaos and have them do her work for her. So anybody that's helping this person, mind you, this person is a sex offender. Mind you, this person threatened to murder her kids. Mind you, this person threatened to murder her own family by lighting their stuff on fire and lost custody of the first kid. Now, all this is outside of me. These are people reporting her. In the CPS documents, about 12 people reported her. About a dozen people reported her, concerned neighbors, stating all sorts of stuff. Now, go to Google Slides. You will see her attacking police, attacking pedestrians, family reporting her. But Columbia Heights refuses to listen. Now, why wouldn't they listen? Let's see here. Well, for one, she's a woman. Two, I have a criminal background long before I went to Teen Challenge, long before I became general manager of my own store, long before I owned my own place, long before I've been a college student for the past couple of years for addiction counseling, long before I volunteered, or I'm a volunteer for Teen Challenge, long before I graduated from their ministry school, but they still judge me off my background. That's one of the reasons. Reason number two is I had to report them to the FBI, the Justice Department, the governor, Keith Ellison, all these different avenues just to get them to investigate the mail theft, which I brought up a little bit ago, which ended up getting confirmed that they had my mail, which they denied previously having, until me and an Oak Park Heights prison employee actually went there. We went there and he denied having it, and then I reported it to all these people. Then the police knock on his door and they had it. But besides that, Columbia Heights cannot investigate these crimes, because if they investigate it and they find out it's true, which they are, now they are responsible for allowing this to go on for 4 years in my home. So if they investigate it and do their job, they're placed in a catch-22 dangerous situation on why is it that this person went through this and this enormous threat for 4 years without it being taken seriously. But all you got to do is look at the documents and you will see that these are real situations that Columbia Heights refuses to investigate. They can sit there and say all they want. It's not true. Ron is delusional. Ron has medical reports stating from licensed professionals that there's nothing delusional about Mr. Thompson, that his ADHD makes him appear that way, because how he jumps from here to there to there to there. But anybody who went through what I went through day after day, going to work, going to school, coming home, TV broke, going to work, going to school, coming back, another TV broke, going to work, going to school, computer broke, day after day after day from her and her friends, who wouldn't react poorly? But the bottom line is Columbia Heights, read the reports. She threatened to murder my kids. She burned a house down with us inside. Her family is reporting her. The sexual abuse is confirmed. What is there not to believe that when somebody gets into your house of this magnitude, who has done this to your kids, you're not going to react similar? But Columbia Heights refuses to investigate this. John Elders, a Minneapolis police spokesperson who's also in the Google Slides, wrote a character reference letter stating on my professionalism on running my store and the character the character that resides inside of me. This is a Minneapolis spokesperson. He's on the news constantly. Now, he told me that they had the technology to aim at my house and actually record movement. Columbia Heights has refused to do this. Matter of fact, when I went to Columbia Heights, the captain literally told me, and I recorded it, and my lawyer has it, and my therapist has it. He actually said, "You want me to waste taxpayer dollars investigating this?" Somebody who threatened to murder my kids, somebody who molested my kids is now breaking into my home, and you're telling me that you expect me to waste taxpayer dollars investigating this? This is why it went to Donald Trump. Yes, there's a letter from Donald Trump in there. Yes, it went to Keith Ellison. Yes, it went to the FBI. Yes, it went to the Justice Department. Why is this? Columbia Heights has yet to do their job. So, I just wanted to let y'all know, you're going to see what 3,000 copies look like. And when I recently went on vacation, we won't go into there, but they motivated the new episode on what happened when I was gone. They motivated the 3,000 copies. So thank them. But these copies, I just want to let it be known that it's going to schools, it's going to police departments, it's going on people's doors. 3,000 copies is going to go a long way. Each copy has a link to the Google Slides, and I requested that people pass them on to the next person, to the next person, to the next person, and hopefully it spreads like this coronavirus and gets on out there to everybody, not in a negative way, but in a positive way. But I hope it spreads with the magnitude that it has spread. Maybe that's a poor example, but since that's going on right now, and since the coronavirus has extended her court date, why not use the coronavirus as an example of how I wish this thing to spread? But this is Ron Thompson from Columbia Heights, Minnesota, tuning in how the state of Minnesota has drastically, pathetically failed my children in every sense, refuses to investigate this major threat this person is and her friends that live in Hilltop, harassing my children to this day. Go ahead and view the videos of this person walking into my home, a home where she tried to kill the kids. They're there right now. There's a reason I have custody. And she's walking in my house. View the Google Slides where I'm telling her to get out of my house. Hours later, the same family that I always said for years was assisting her comes over and destroys my kid's yard. Do you see this as a coincidence? Because I sure don't. Or go ahead and view the videos or the pictures where they're outside of my house, trying to get into my house or whatever, with Dave Cartwright right outside in his truck with the same people I previously reported. Again, take all these facts, and Columbia Heights, go ahead and keep not doing your job, because I'm going to keep sending out thousands of emails daily. You're not scaring me. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to protect my kids. Go ahead and target me. I'm not scared in any sense whatsoever. Do I look scared? I say, no, not really. Peace out, y'all.